All right, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the JOBY experience, where I interview guests about their profession, life, and we just try to have fun along the way. Today, I got a special guest, a brother from another mother, longtime friend of mine, Alex Hutchinson. Alex, man, how's it been? How you doing?
Man, it's been great, man. Long time, long time.
Long time, brother. I ain't seen you since the reunion.
Yeah, it's been the reunion. Woo, that was a good night. That was a good night.
Yeah, man, I had a blast, dude.
Yeah, it was great. Always great catching up with everybody.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, we're just so busy, and I live in a totally different state, so I kind of hate it, man. I miss the good group of guys that we played sports
Right,
with and everything like that, dude.
right. Absolutely. I get it.
So I wanted to ask you, how long? So since I've known you, everybody's always had a personality, but you've always been a character, man. You've always been a funny guy. Um, I wouldn't call you the clown because you were respectful enough to be a student in the classroom, but you were always that funny guy, man, trying to make people laugh. Um, so when did you how long has it been since you decided to do comedy?
Yeah, like you said, man, it's always been a thing to be silly. Now, there were times where I did disrupt class, like I wait till like it got real quiet during like a test or something, then I make a really loud fart noise. So stuff like that, just to keep it live. you, you
Yeah,
know.
man.
But I actually never thought ever to do comedy. I know I did drama back in high school, Miss Huey's class. Had Miss Huey's class put together some. Miss Huey just pretty much let us do whatever we wanted to do. I know the principal at the time, Mr. Peck, was like, "Hey, maybe y'all, create some plays for the school. Maybe we can do it like that, and then we'll display it for the school." So, I was like lead writer, and we'd write different plays and do it, and it turned out pretty great. But even then, I was like, I never thought of stand up. Stand ups never really came to my mind. I was actually thinking about being a rapper at one point, man. But I just never put my music out there, and then how comedy even came about. One of my friends, he was a promoter in the area, and he was holding some stand-up showcase, stand-up comedy, and then he reached out and he was like, "Hey, man, you know some comedians," and he's like, I'm paying." I was like, "Oh, you paying?" I was like, "Oh, how much?" So he told me how much, and I was like, "Huh, wow, I've never made any money being a rapper." So I thought, man, how hard can it be? So yeah, I was in for a wild ride. Well, I wasn't gonna tell anybody at first. This is how it started. I wasn't gonna tell anybody. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it for the money, and I'm not gonna tell none of my closest family and friends just in case something goes south.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be there as the witness what's about to happen. But I didn't understand, like it hit me because my the friend that was throwing the showcase, he's really good at advertising. So there was like flyers like he made out, and they were posted everywhere. And then I'm getting inboxes like, "Hey, I didn't know you were doing stand up. That's awesome. We're gonna be there." And I was like, "No, no."
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Needless to say, it was for myself, it was a horrible experience. For everybody else, it was hilarious. But I was nervous, froze up. It was his show was like, I think, pretty much sold out. Um,
How long of a so your first thing, what do you know when that was? Do you know what year, what month
oh,
kind of?
absolutely, absolutely. 4 almost 5 years ago, March the 9th. I'll never forget because I still got the flyer that pops up and reminds me.
Okay, so March 9th of said year. So what is that, 20?
It's, that's probably what 2007. 2007, 2008, 2000
17.
and yeah, I think it's about 2017.
Yeah, it's probably 17.
Yeah, that's about 17. Yeah, 17, because I didn't do much in 2016 with my life. So
So your
yeah,
first show,
2017
I mean,
sounds
how
right.
long did they tell you needed to be on stage for that very first time?
Oh, it was pretty much go as long as you want to, because it was one of those deals where we had like several people that was going to come on. So it was just like pretty much go when you want to go, stop when you want to stop, say what you want to say. It's just, I didn't know comedy was so structured. When I used to think of comedy, yeah, I used to watch, the Comic Views and the, Saturday Night Live. So, I mean, I've seen stand up done before, but I didn't think that there was much pensmanship being done. I thought it was just you go up here, tell a bunch of funny stories, and people laugh, and you go home. That's
Yeah.
what I thought it was gonna
Yeah,
be. But
and I don't know anything about it. I just listened to I listened to the podcast whenever Kevin Hart was on Joe Rogan
right,
Experience, and he was talking about his comedy specials and how much time they put into it, how they go to these smaller venues and kind of do their spiel and practice it that way and iron out the kinks before they ever do like a whole special. And
absolutely.
it seems like a lot of work goes into it, dude.
Oh man, I was in for an experience, man. Until like friends were reaching out, and I seen different friends, local comedians that were in the area that were actually writing, and they had like structure. They knew what they were gonna say when they, the moment they stepped on stage. So I started working on writing jokes, and it helped. What does comedians do? Like we go to the open mics and work out our jokes, work out new jokes, bring old jokes back with new content added. That's basically where we get our practice from, in front of a live audience. And then from there, we use our jokes in either paid shows or different shows throughout the area or out of the area, stuff like that. So we get an idea, and I usually record a lot of mine. So it's kind of like back in football. You go watch film, So you go watch film, you critique yourself, like, oh, my posture sucked there, or I didn't
Yeah.
deliver how I wanted to. So yeah, that's how it goes down pretty much as far as that goes. But yeah, first show definitely got booed. It was a horrible experience. I quit that night actually. I was like, you know what? I just looked around at the crowd, and I was like, it was like people were just like, oh, boo, get off stage. Because I didn't have any material ready. I was just a bunch of mumbling and stuff, talking crazy and stuff, and it went bad. So I was like, we can't let this happen again. So
Yeah.
had to do some soul searching, like, oh, you know what? Maybe this is just not for you, bro. You seriously want to put yourself through this misery? Because it's a horrible feeling, man. Especially your first time. It was horrible.
Well, how long so from your first time to the next time you got ready to get back up on a stage in front of a mic, what was the time frame?
Oh, it was probably like a couple months, if that, because I just went home and did some soul searching, man. I was like, you know what? You ain't never been a quitter. So let's at least come up with a recipe and see if we can make this dish a little better.
Yeah.
So I went back to the lab for a couple months, did some writing. Then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go and do like an open mic somewhere out of town where I don't know nobody. I'm going to do it my way and see if it works. So went out to the Atlanta Punchline. It's one of Atlanta's most famous comedy clubs in the area, out in Buckhead. And man, it worked. Like jokes I wrote were working, and people were laughing, and it was just a new experience for me. It was like, wow, hey, hold up now. So yeah, that was the turning point where I was like, you know what? Maybe you can do this if you just put your mind to it.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, man, We met each other. Did we? I don't know. Was it? Well, we did. I meet you in kindergarten? If it wasn't
It was
kindergarten,
like
man, it had to be first
kindergarten or
grade at
first
least.
grade. Yeah, yeah. I used to remember staying over at your house when we were young, riding dirt bikes and getting caught in a yellow jacket bed out in the woods.
Yeah, I remember that, dude. I still remember that.
I'll never forget that, man.
We walked all the way. We were in the woods. We sat down on this log. We walked from the woods, man. We were back in the woods too. We walked from
Yeah,
there all the way back to the house. My dad was outside at the garage, and he said, "I remember he said something to me. He was like, "Hey, boy, when I brush across your back, I need y'all to take off running."
yeah, yeah.
My
It was
dad
kind of
hit
like
me
that
in the
My
back,
Girl
and
movie.
we jetted, dude.
I'm glad nothing like hurt us because like that My Girl movie when they got attacked by Yellow Jackets, they didn't make it out.
Hmm.
So thank goodness we made it out.
I know, dude.
I was covered.
So yeah, man. I mean, you're ever since we've known each other, you've always just had that personality of laughter and being a jokester. And
Right.
I'm glad to see that you're doing comedy, man. It makes me happy to know that you're enjoying yourself.
Man. Woo. Sometimes, man, and sometimes, it, uh, laughter is definitely good, especially when life may not be going so well. You know,
Yeah, man.
it's good to still laugh and find some funny in it, which is the most important thing in
So
life. So
so how hard was it for you to get some gigs last year? COVID, businesses shut down. Was it harder for you to get venues?
to be honest with you, oh man, 2020 was one of my best years as a comedian. I'm not gonna lie.
Good, dude.
It was weird. It's like when the pandemic first hit, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not getting booked for squat, man. And then I linked up with a friend uh, who's who's actually about to go on tour soon. Bridget Martin from the Comedy Catch. She hosts and does a lot of shows at the Comedy Catch. I linked up with her in Comedy 423. Like right the pandemic, we were like a month into the pandemic. I linked up with those guys and man, I started hosting shows. We were hosting comedy shows at all different venues. What we would do is we'd have a tip jar for the comedians, and then every ticket that was sold, we would give all that money to the venue. So and in the state of Tennessee, they had a deal going on to where you can only have like a 50% capacity at the time. So we had to abide by the COVID guidelines based on, the rules at hand to even keep it going like that. So we called it the Secret Comedy Show, and that's where we wouldn't reveal the location until like 24 hours before. And it was pretty cool. Actually talked about it on News Channel 9. Bridget Martin talked about it on News Channel 9 because we were wanting to promote and get it out there that we're still doing comedy. We're just switching it up and doing a different way about it. But yeah, try inviting a girl to a comedy show and where she don't know the location ain't revealed, and she just thought this girl thought something weird was going on. She was like, "Oh gosh, I feel like you're trying to kidnap me or something." I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like I'm just trying to invite you to a comedy show, like not a swingers party. This is
Yeah.
great.
So y'all would drop the location 24 hours prior to the venue since it was 50% capacity, and that just kind of first come, first serve.
Yeah, yeah, and it worked out, and it's kind of and the COVID situation too. That was part of the reason we did, because this was like the pandemic was still going on when all of this kick started. So I did a show for like my first show out of the pandemic, did a show for the homeless. Shout out to Elvis Muich on that. He literally, this guy, man, he goes around to every state doing shows for the homeless, and the admission is socks and underpants is what you have to bring to this comedy show, and he goes around doing it in every state. I mean, it's remarkable, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's remarkable. And that, I mean, and he donates to the homeless every show he does. He even sometimes he does his show at the homeless shelter, is what I've seen. It's like, wow, man, you have a big heart. But yeah, I did that show when he stopped through Tennessee. We did that show out in Jasper, Tennessee,
Okay.
and that jump started everything for myself.
Sweet, man.
Yeah.
Well, don't tell these freak shows exactly where you live, but where are you staying at? What city are you staying in now?
Oh man, out in East Ridge, man, East Ridge, Tennessee. Yeah, I'm out. Oh, good old Tennessee, man.
Yeah, East Ridge, man.
Yeah, it's all right for now. You know, I would definitely like to move a little closer to, because I mean, comedy each year, you know, I feel it's getting more and more serious. So I definitely want to move at least a little closer to, um, just an area where, you know, that's good and in between, like here in Atlanta. You know, not automatically in Atlanta, but at least close enough to it to do stuff in Atlanta and Chattanooga.
Yeah, yeah.
So, because I mean, each year ago, I'm in year 4 right now. Year 5 will be coming up in a few months. So, you know, I want to continue to get better and just find the funny, because comedy is structured. You know, like I said, you know, anybody can be a class clown, man. I learned that anybody can be a class clown, but it takes a little bit more structure to get on that stage and have people staring at you like, make me laugh.
Yeah. And I could see that, man. It's kind of like when you were saying, being a rapper. I've watched a lot of rap battles, dude, but guys that are really good at rap
Oh,
battling can't really put music together. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of the same
right.
thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because you're stuck on that different style. So yeah,
Yeah, they
it'll
ain't
come
got
out
no
in your music.
music. You're not trying to come up with a rhythm to get a hook to
Right.
get somebody attracted to it. You're just trying to,
Right.
most of the time they're trying to diss whoever they're going against, and it's just kind of off the top, and there's no really rhyme or reason for it. So
Right.
try to
Right.
try to put it together into a song that's going to be catchy and popular for the masses. It doesn't really work
Oh
out too well
yeah.
for
Right. And see, and I don't have like a joke consultant, you know. So
them.
like when I come up with these jokes, like nobody has heard it but me. And it's like, and sometimes I'll base it off of if I laughed thinking about it while I'm writing it, like, let's go ahead and use that then, you know?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, if you just come up with something and say it in your head and you bust out laughing on your own, then hey,
Right.
it might be
Yeah.
something.
The joke process is crazy, man. I've come up with stuff like 5 minutes before I get on stage, or I've came up with stuff while I was like weird places, man. I mean, I'm at a
Dropping a deuce
freaking,
in the bathroom.
yeah, you're dropping one in the bathroom, just anywhere, man. Your mind will wander. And well, I read a lot because I'm a student of the art. So I read a lot, do some research, and man, like this comedy thing is broke down to science. It's like for real. Like for instance, like the art of misdirection triggers the giggle box, because I'm going to start out telling you a story. It's going to put your mind in a certain standpoint. Then bam, I finish the story on a whole different level than what you thought I was going to finish on. And like that's one thing that triggers the giggle box is misdirection. So I've learned a lot about that, and just different joke writing structures, having a tag. It's man, it's a science, man. I was just like, wow, and I'm reading on this stuff, and it's like I did not realize, like, this is broke down to a complete science on making people laugh. There's more to it than you really realize until you dive in.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I wish I had more time when I came into town, man. We were just there this past weekend. Corey Martin got married, so we went to his.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, Corey Martin got
Congratulations,
married, so
Corey Martin.
we went to the wedding in Ringgold, and then we went over to East Ridge, man. We went to that new Top Golf place they just built.
Yeah. You enjoy yourself while you were down here?
Yeah, man. I was only down there for the day. You know, he got married on a Saturday, so we went down the night before. We both had to work, Ivy and then from us, we're right at the Tennessee Kentucky border, so it's about a 3.5 hour drive for us to get down to Chattanooga.
Ooh.
So we drove down Friday night, crashed, and then Saturday his ceremony and everything started at 3. Did the ceremony. We went out to that Rodizio, that Brazilian steakhouse there at the mall,
Yes.
and then we bounced over to Top Golf and played for a few hours.
Oh, sounds like y'all had a good time.
Yeah, we spent a bunch of money, dude.
I bet. Woo, Rodizio. Woo-hoo. Yeah. That's what girls be wanting on their first date is Rodizio. But I try to test them. And I pull up at the McDonald's or the Taco Bell just to see their reaction. And that depends on where I take you afterwards. Mm-hmm. So far, that has not worked. So
yeah, I've been in that situation too, man. You go out to eat, the girl expects you to pay, you sit down at like Logan's Roadhouse or something, and you're like, hey, I'll take, whatever you order, steak, ribs or something. And you look over at her and she'd be like, I want the the porterhouse steak and whatever. You're like, man, that thing's $17.99, bro.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty steep. So I mean, you got to be a really special girl to. Woo, that's woo.
Bro, how's your family doing, man?
Man, the family's good, man. Everybody's doing good. So far so good. Everybody's healthy. Nobody's got the COVID-19. Thank goodness. Really surprised I haven't got COVID-19 because, man, like I said, I haven't slowed down since the pandemic. I've been doing shows, sometimes 4 and 5 shows a week, man. Like, it's just been, I've been on go. And then I haven't stopped working. Found a way to make myself essential as possible. I was working throughout the whole time. Got to get it because these bills don't give a crap if it's COVID-19 or AIDS. You got to work.
Yeah. That bill still comes, dude.
They still come. They don't care what it is. But yeah, everybody's good over here, man. How's your family? Actually, I see your brother, man. At one of my second jobs, I work at a truck stop. One of my second jobs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I ran into him, man. It was good to see him catching up.
Yeah, my brother's still goofy, bro.
Yeah, still goofy. He ain't changed at all, man.
No, man. He still looks the same, even though he's 33.
Still looks the same, man. Yeah, still looks the same. Got 3 kids. I was like, whoa, I would at least have some gray hairs or something by now. Like,
yeah, he got that little pubic spread that's coming out on his chin. It don't really grow in all the way.
Right.
Yeah, but my family, you met my brother, ran into him again. So yeah, he got 3 kids, man. My mom got remarried. She's doing okay. She had a little medical issue. She had a heart attack, had to have a little stent put in a few years ago, but she seems to be doing okay. And my dad got married to Bernie Michaels, Johnny's mom.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got married. I'm gonna mess the year up, but I want to say it was like 2015. Probably 2015. So they've been married a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they live in Chickamauga, right over there where y'all used to stay, because y'all used to stay in that place like right across from Osborne.
Yeah.
Well, that road that's right beside y'all's place, they lived back there on Forest.
Oh, okay. So that's where she always lived. So
Yep, yep. So
yeah,
they
yeah.
stay, they still stay
Uh,
there, and she actually caught COVID. And even though her
ooh.
and my dad lived together, she had the virus, but he never got it. So
It's like that, man. That's happened to my mom. Her boyfriend had COVID bad, and she was with him like every day, and she didn't get it. Then her sister, my aunt, caught it, and she was around her and still didn't get it. So she was around like several people and never got it. So it's crazy how that works, but I still try to be careful, man, because it's serious, very
yeah,
serious. So,
yeah. I so from the immediate people that I know, nobody's had a serious thing from it, but I've heard of people that's had, kind of serious complications from it.
yeah, yeah, me too. I've had my aunt and cousins. They caught it, and they were pretty sick and weak for about a couple weeks, and then they pulled out of it. But nobody real close I've heard that's like just you know been worse off about it. But I mean, I take it serious regardless.
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
you
and it's
never know.
crazy too because our neighbors are right across the street from us. They're in their late 70s, and him and his wife both got it. And he was tired, he just felt tired and didn't feel like he had energy. He was like that for like 2 or 3 weeks. But I mean, they seem to be fine. So it's kind of
Wow, man.
But we
Wow.
did we did have a guy because I'm still in the service going on 10 years,
Hey,
and
salute to you. Thank you for your service.
nah,
Hey,
bro,
that's great, man.
that's
That's great.
just hey, it's
You shocked me. I didn't know. I didn't know you were thinking about going to service. Then bam, it was like, hey, Joseph's in the service. I was like, whoa, man, that's what's up.
yeah, dude. I was at a point in my life, man, where I wasn't really doing nothing. I was just borderline, like just barely skating by, getting in trouble all the time, and just doing things that we shouldn't be doing. And I was like,
Right.
bro, I got to get out of here.
Okay.
So I just Brian Russell actually told me he had talked to a recruiter, and I was like, "Oh yeah, where's the recruiter at? What's his name?" And I just went over there, talked to the same dude, and guy was like, "Hey man, if you want to go, we can get you out of here, like that." And I was like, What I got to do?" And I just signed up, man, and left, and been doing it ever since.
Oh man, that's the tits, man. I know you got some stories and
Yeah,
some
I've I've
things
seen
you've
some.
seen.
Yeah, I've seen some random things and done some random things. It was just, sleeping out in the woods, being rained on, and just things that you wouldn't predicaments you wouldn't put yourself in as a normal person. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we got a guy that I work with. I don't work with him, personally, but I've heard his name and everything. And he was actually a marathon runner, and he caught COVID, and it ended up causing real bad scar tissue in his lungs, and he can't even run like a lap around the track anymore.
Wow.
And this was a dude that ran marathons, bro.
Man. Yeah, it's serious. I try to wear my mask, even though it's annoying. I try to. I went to the circus today. First time going to the circus. Uh, wore my
Where in
mask.
Chattanooga?
Yeah, out in Dalton, Georgia.
Oh,
They
okay.
had one. Garden Brothers. It was pretty nice. Took
I
the
think the
youngins out.
only circus I've ever been to, I don't even remember how old we were, but it was in Chattanooga. I went with Jonathan Parkinson, man. His mom took us.
Oh, Jonathan.
And it was neat, dude. I was like, man, I was in there. I was like, man, this is cool.
Oh, Jonathan, man. Sorry to hear about his dad. I know he's going through a lot, man.
Yeah.
Well wishes to Jonathan Parkinson and his family, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I've reached out to him a time or two, on social media and just sent him a message, letting him know I was thinking about him and stuff like that, man. But I hadn't talked to him. And to be frank, I don't want to bring it up to him. You know what I'm saying? I can tell
Right.
he's having a hard time with it, so I don't want to. I hit him up in a message and stuff, and hey, man, just let you know I care about you. I'm here if you ever need to talk, whatever. And I throw out the offer for him to contact me if he ever needs to. But I don't want to. I don't want to force a conversation on him about something that's bothering him. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
And that's
Yeah.
kind of how it is with Randy, Randy Roby.
Ah.
Randy. So I talk to Randy probably at least once a month, man. And there's been a few months, some gaps here and there because I can't just call him up. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
got to wait for him to reach out to me. Um, but it's the same thing when him and I talk on the phone. I just let him carry the conversation wherever it goes. I don't ask him questions about things and drive the direction of the conversation. I just
Right.
go with what he's wanting to go with because I don't want to say or do something or bring up something that's going to make him mad and or make him sad or anything like that. So
Right. How does that usually go, man? Like,
it's good, dude. Sometimes I talk to him and he's in a great mood. He's funny. He's laughing about stuff. And then other times, he's just Randy. He'll be complaining about shit like, "Hey, sometimes, bro, I'm telling you, he makes me laugh because I've had a couple conversations with him. Sometimes he'll be like, "Man, I got a new cellmate, and this stinky, dirty mf'er don't wash his hands after he takes a shit, and he'll just be cussing and like, man, I don't want him." I don't want him to touch anything in the cell if he don't wash his nasty, dirty hands. And dude snores, and this fat dude over here fucking pisses me off. And he just, man, gets on a tangent sometimes.
oh man. Yeah, man. I remember when all that trial went down, man. Didn't you go down and
Yeah, so I had an interview with his attorneys, and we did it on video in case I wasn't able to make it for the trial date because the state of Oregon was seeking the death penalty. So if it got that far in the trial, then they were going to use me as a character witness on his behalf. But we did record it pre-trial in case I wasn't able to make it because I'm in the service. I can't just up and leave.
right?
Um, so I don't want to say too much about his particular situation, but
Right.
he was in there. They had sentenced him to whatever. He had filed for an appeal. His appeal got approved, and they did a like kind of like you and I are doing a little Skype trial with just his attorneys, the DA's office, and the judge. It was just a handful of people on a video chat, and his attorneys basically said, "Hey, this is what we worked out with the DA's office. This is the best deal we think that we can get you." And he essentially got 20 years. Yeah, so I think it's basically he got 20 years. He had already been in there for like 6, close to 7, so
Right.
he's still got 13 more years, bro.
Oh, so he's got 13 more.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, I know. He'll be.
Better than life, though.
It's better than life, but that he'll be in his late 40s.
God. Ooh. Because it was crazy. I was talking to him. I used to talk to him when he moved out there. He used to hit me up all the time, and he was working for building bridges.
Yeah.
So he's building bridges. So he called, bragging about, hey, my job's dangerous, man. Like people dying every day. And I'm like, whoa, I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
Dude, my brother worked with him, and the stuff they did was kind of shady because if you can imagine, uh, you got the bridge, and then under the bridge, they would suspend these chains and ropes, and they would basically make a walking platform underneath the bridge with chain link fence.
Oh my God.
And they'd be walking across that chain link fence, under the bridge, that thing swinging and swaying and stuff like that. My brother actually fell off.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think. I don't know exactly how high it was because it was a long time ago. It was probably in 2009, 2010.
That's
Um,
dangerous.
my mom called me and said, "Hey, your brother fell off the," bro. And my mom, Lord help her if she watches this part of this video, but you can't tell somebody and be like, your brother lead out with your brother fell off the bridge, because I'm thinking his back's broken, his legs shattered,
Yeah.
something crazy. He did fall off. I think it was like 12 feet or something. He did get banged up, go to the hospital, but he wasn't severely hurt. But when she called me, I was out in California at the time, and she was like, "Your brother fell off a bridge," and I was like, "Oh, he's dead,"
Yeah.
But he obviously ain't because you just saw him.
Right. So like he survived.
Yeah.
Because that's I've never heard anybody I've never heard he survived after somebody saying falling off a bridge. Never.
Yeah.
You know? And
So
if so, you're a vegetable.
yeah, that's why I was worried, dude. Big
So
time.
that's how it usually goes.
So who you normally find yourself surrounded by nowadays? Who you normally kick it with?
Um Mainly just family. I work a lot. I'm traveling when doing stand up or um
Yeah, I was wondering. I mean, I'm sure you still stay in touch with him. I figured you might still hang out with Jonathan Berry.
oh man, you know that hey man, that is my brother right there.
Yeah, dude.
He's more than a cousin, he's a brother right there.
Yeah.
So me and him we're tied at the hip for life, man. So I always see him, always talk to him, no matter what we got going on in life. There is times in life where we lose touch for a couple months or whatever, but it's pick right back up where you left off with that situation. You just have that relationship. You just pick up like where you left off. It's just like when we get with a bunch of us at the reunions, man. We just pick up where we left off. I mean,
Yeah, man.
we still remember it like it's yesterday. We still remember each other. Times we had. Whew, it's a lot of stories, man. Even in football, man. I remember we played football together. We had a great team. I missed that team, man. We had a great situation going.
Yeah, we
Um,
did.
we could have remained healthy all the way around the board. No telling what could happen.
Yeah, man, we had a lot of injured people, including myself. I mean, Terrell Freeman was hurt and injured; he was out. I was hurt and injured and out. I mean, I don't even remember who all was hurt, dude. I think you might have been hurt.
Yeah, I was battling an ankle injury
We
for
go
the
to
first
Marist,
part
bro.
of
We
it.
go to state for the first time, bro, and since like '98, and we get beat 30-0.
Yeah, but credit to us, we got the champions. We got the champions the first round, so they ended up winning it all. They had a linebacker that was from he went to Alabama. A couple linebackers went to Alabama. They were
Yeah.
stacked.
Oh yeah, I remember pulling up to that game, and they were like dorm rooms on the campus.
Yeah, that school was big.
And I was like, dude, are we playing a college team
Yeah,
or a high school team?
we all were thinking that. And then we get out. Our biggest person, I think our biggest person on the team was on the bench.
Yeah. Dude, and I swear, man, I don't know how cold it was, but it felt like it was 12 degrees.
Yeah. It was a good time, man. I was thinking that they were gonna hit like real hard and stuff like that, but I mean, for the most part, I mean, yeah, they overpowered in certain places. Their defense was good. Absolutely. I mean, we didn't score a point, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I felt like, like I said, if we were healthy all the way around the board, who knows, man? Maybe we could have got a couple points up. I know we could have at least got a couple points up.
Yep. Yeah, man, it was good times, dude. And you and so I'm trying to remember So when we were younger, y'all lived over there in Wallaceville, and did
Right.
Jonathan? Did he live on the same street as you?
Dude, we were next door
I
neighbors.
was
This
gonna
is how
say, did he
crazy it
live
is.
across the street?
Beside us.
Okay.
Yeah. We stayed on a farm, actually. Crazy story, true story. I grew up on a farm, man. My granddad's farm. We put like a trailer double wide on the farm, and like there's bulls running around, cows running around. We got pigs, all that. So Jonathan and them stayed at the bottom of the hill on the other side of the fence of the farm. So the farm was gated off from where they were, but still we were next door. Like I can walk, like literally took 2 minutes to get to his house. So yeah, we've been tied at the hip, and that's like even as younger days, like Head Start. Like we even got pictures together where we're like in our diapers and stuff, just hanging out. So it goes. Like I said, he's more like a brother than a cousin because we grew up so close. Our parents were like right beside each other. That's all who we had to play with. If we wanted to play with somebody, we just run down there and grab a couple kids out of the house and let's play outside, because that's all we did in the day was play outside. New
Bro, didn't they?
generation is different.
Didn't his family move like probably like middle school, like close to high school or something? Did they
Yeah,
move?
yeah, they moved. Um,
Because I remember not seeing him for a while, and then all of a sudden he came back and he was at Ridgeland, and I'm in the commons area and I hear this scuffling going on. I'm like, man, what the hell is happening? And him and Johnny Ward were fighting, bro, right in front of the gym. And I was like, man, Jonathan Berry over there
yeah,
throwing hands, bro.
yeah,
What's
they were
going
throwing
on?
down. And that's the thing, man. Jonathan loved to fight, man. And it was a lot of built up aggression we had because our dads were real strict growing up. So me and him had a bunch of aggression built up because of the fact, because when we went home to our houses, man, we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know if we were going to get an ass whooping, or we were going to get to go to the park. We didn't know. It was like as soon as we got home, we didn't know what kind of mood our dads would be in. So
Dude, that
that
man in the weight room, he didn't play any sports. I don't that I can recall when we were in high school, but he loved the bench press, bro. He was trying to get the heaviest bench in the school.
yeah, it's actually a touchy subject when you talk to him about sports, because he really wanted to play, but home life was just too strict, man. So it didn't allow for him to do much of what he wanted to, and that still haunts him to this day.
Yeah, I could see that, man, and that's a and I don't know the reasons why, but I do know other families that didn't want their kids to play, didn't want them to get hurt and things like that. And I
Yeah,
understand, man, they're your kids, you love them and care about them, you don't want to see them hurt or injured or anything like that. But sometimes, man, you got to let them experience life and enjoy life.
right, right. Man, my uncle, which is Jonathan's dad, man, I love him to death, man. But he he used to use like he used to hit the Bible with him like a lot. He was one of those kind of like, it was kind of like, what's a better description for it? Waterboy's mom, man. You know how she's like, oh, that's the devil. Like everything's the devil. So my uncle was on that, like everything's the devil. We're like, come on, Unc, it's just football. Like,
Yeah, I remember my dad, like he didn't want to prevent us from playing sports, because we played sports growing up. But he was always telling us, "Hey man, hey y'all boys don't get out and try to do stuff crazy and get hurt because y'all ain't got no insurance."
right.
I'm like, "Oh man, we ain't got no insurance."
Oh man.
I go over to people's house, they'd be playing backyard football, want me to play, and sometimes I played and sometimes I didn't because I'm like, man, if I get hurt over here, my parents ain't got insurance.
Hey, it was a rough world back in the day, man.
Yeah.
But now I'm sure you got amazing insurance.
Yeah, I got because so active duty soldiers, if you don't know, so active duty, I don't pay for health care. It's covered for me just being in the service. So it doesn't matter, man. I was playing pickup game of basketball and freaking thought I broke my ankle. I went straight to the emergency room and they did what they had to do. No cost to me. And then it's kind of the same thing. I had this crazy pain in my stomach and I was like, man, what is going on? And it got to where I couldn't even stand up straight. I drove myself to the emergency room. They did some tests and they were like, hey, your appendix is about to rupture. So they had to pump me full of um why can't I think of it right now? I'm losing the word, dude. Jesus. They had to give me antibiotics. There we go. I found
Right. Was it penicillin?
yeah, they had to give me antibiotics to kill the infection, and then they took my appendix out and everything. So it was a pretty, it was a decent surgery, and I never got a bill, dude.
Oh man. I thought about going to the service, man, but it's like, oh, you hear so many horror stories, and I was like, oh man. And then some friends are like, oh man, you can go and not have to worry about bullets flying at your head. You can do other stuff. I'm like, are you sure? Let me see that in writing first. Oh no.
Yeah, I
Oh
mean it's
no.
good, man. It's like any job. It's got its good times, its bad times. I've seen people get injured, minor stuff. I've seen people get seriously injured. I've worked with guys that lost their life. So I mean, it's like any other job, dude. Somebody works in some factory like Shaw. I'm sure somebody's died in that plant from some kind of accident.
Right, right.
It's just part of life. You can't avoid it.
Man. Ooh. How long have you been in now?
May will be 10 years, dude.
10 years? You going the whole 20?
I'm trying, dude. If my body can hold up.
How many push-ups can you do in a row?
I don't know. So right now we have to do 78 is what I got to do to max. So I've done 78 quite a few times.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Doesn't seem like a lot, but you try to bust out 78, 80 push-ups in a row, you get that lactic acid in your chest and your triceps, dude. It's like you be doing one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, the
Absolutely.
the service is actually changing the way that they do their physical fitness tests. So for the people that's active duty, you have to do two what they call record fitness tests a year, and that's to maintain currency so that the service knows that you're fit for combat, right?
Right.
Right now, it's push ups, sit ups, and a 2 mile run. It's been like that for ever. But over the last few years, the Army is coming to a model of, hey, soldiers have to pick up equipment and carry equipment, and somebody might get hurt on the battlefield, and you have to drag your battle buddy, out of harm's way and whatnot. And then
Right. Like Forrest Gump. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and they needed
Yeah.
they need to be able to do other things. How is push ups, sit ups, and just running going to show somebody's fitness of what they actually have to do? So now we're getting to where we have to do we have to do like a knee tuck where you basically do a pull up and touch your knees to your elbows. You got to do so many of those. They're getting to where you got to do this event called the sprint drag carry. So you have to run down 25 yards, come back, pick up. I think I don't know, they're around 40 pounds a piece. Kettlebells go down 25 yards and back. You have to grab a sled that's got so much weight on it and do the drag the sled back, run down 25 yards, come back, and you got a time limit to do that in. You still have to do push-ups. They're incorporating a deadlift. You got to do a hex bar deadlift, and then you have to run at the very end of it for 2 miles as well. And everything either has a weight, rep, or a time standard. So it's pretty physically demanding.
Man, sounds like it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Woo. That sounds like something there, man.
Yeah, I think
But
it's
hey,
gonna be. I think it's gonna be good, man.
right. Right. Like I said, you want to get you ready just in case you guys have to do combat. You're signed up for active combat, right?
Yeah, so they were supposed to implement that new physical readiness standard this past year, but because of
Right,
COVID, it really dampened them getting the equipment out to respective units because they're basically
right,
just in a Connex that has all the equipment and stuff into it. Because one of the events I left out is a ball throw. You have to throw this like 20-pound ball so many meters. But all those events require equipment, whether you need, pull up bars to do the knee tucks, the ball to throw it. You need your kettlebells. You need the sled with weights. You need the weights for the dumbbell or for the deadlift and all that. So they were trying to get all this equipment out, and COVID just kind of, stopped a bunch of moving pieces. So the Army had to delay it. So hopefully at the end of this year, that'll be the new standard.
oh man, whew, that sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it's going to cost a lot.
I'll say. Ooh, yeah, man, that's one of my mom's dreams, man. Is one of her kids to go to the service, man. But don't look like none of us. I mean, I I'm still young enough for the cutoff. I guess it's what the cutoff is like. What 35?
Yeah, 35, bro. No worries, man. We had some technical difficulties. We'll work through it.
Yeah, yeah. It's
But
all
yeah, dude,
good.
I mean, everybody does, you just do what you got to do in your own right. I never
Right.
thought, like I said, I never thought I was going to join the service, man. If you'd have asked me that in the 11th grade, I'd have been like, get out of here, bro. It just, like I said, dude, I found myself in a weird way and wasn't doing anything, wasn't going anywhere. And, like I said, Brian Russell had mentioned that he was talking to a recruiter. Him and I were both working at Papa John's delivering pizza. Me, him, and Corey Martin and Drew Stanley.
Wow.
Actually, we're
Wow.
all working at Papa John's on Lee Highway, bro. And I was like, man, I am delivering pizza, bro. Oh, And I was like, I'm going to the recruiter's office, dude, because
Right.
I remember, growing up as a kid, my dad was in the Navy, and he would talk to my brother and I and tell us how good the service is, all the things the service has to offer, and that he got to travel the world and so on and so forth.
Right.
And I was like, all right, my dad be talking to me about this all the time. I'll just do it, dude. If I don't like it, then you know I'll just get out.
Right. Right. But you're doing well, man. Proud of you, man.
Yeah,
Always
thanks, dude. I
proud of you.
almost did get out. My first contract, I was like almost just jump ship. But dude, I worked with was like, hey man, you know, do another contract, go somewhere else, do something else, and then if you still don't like it, then get it's not for you. Get out because the unit we were in, I was in the 82nd Airborne Division then, and we just constantly jumped out of airplanes. I deployed with them for close to 9 months, and the non-commissioned officers that were in charge of me, a couple of them were douchebags and tried to treat us like crap because we were brand new. We were privates, we didn't know
Right.
a whole lot. And I was like, man, I hate this place, dude. This place sucks. But yeah, man, I stayed in. Army's been good to us. I can't complain.
Good. 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 Wow.
Only thing I miss, man, is just being where you're at, man. Being around the
Right.
Chattanooga area, so
Right.
I can see people that I grew up with and respect, and
Right.
you know, and that's why I wanted to have this thing with you, man. I gotta tell you, thank you for getting on
Hey,
here, man,
I
because
appreciate you having me, man. Like when you hit
because
me up, I was like, man, that's my brother, man.
yeah,
Whatever you
dude,
need, man. And like I said, man, I appreciate all everybody's been supportive around the area. It's been great, man. Like a lot of people have even came out to the show and showed their support, and it's been great, man. It's been a great process. Um I'm just trying to get better at everything in life, man. Really,
yeah,
a better human. That's what it's all about. not just a better comedian, a better human.
Dude,
That's what
dude,
I.
before we go, man, I gotta bring this up. So you remember that?
Uh-oh.
So, bro,
Uh-oh.
you remember, man? We were in high school, dude, and we were gonna egg people's houses. Um, and we went to the Walmart over there in Fort Oglethorpe, man, and
Yeah.
somebody must have told the people, "Hey, these kids got all these eggs in this basket." And we got out to the parking lot. We're trying to load them in the vehicle, and that cop comes up to us. And that fool's like, I forget what he said and everything. And I don't remember if it was kind of cold, and you put your hand in your jacket, and that fool pulled his pistol out. And
Oh yeah.
I thought he was
Yeah.
gonna shoot you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's that, but that's part of being chocolate in America, man. You can't make no sudden movements. I know when if I get pulled over nowadays, man, like literally I'm overboard with it. Like my whole body is out of the window. Like I want you to see my whole body. Like I'm gonna make sure I don't make no sudden movements. Cause I mean cops are like that though. I mean, and it's not really just I've seen it on people of not color. It's just sudden movements, man. I mean, you got to understand, of course, they are trying to get back to their families, man. I get it. You don't know me from um, Joe or Tim. So,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah, and I guess for that cop, too, he's rolling up on I don't. There was probably five of us.
yeah.
We're high school kids. We're all kind of built and athletic or whatever.
Oh,
And,
yeah. We
and
were,
I could understand it to a certain degree, but I guess you put your hand in your jacket pocket, and he pulled his pistol out. Man, you pulled out a Snickers bar.
yeah,
I was like, man, Alex about got shot over
I
some.
remember that, man. That was funny as hell, man. Almost got shot over a dang Snickers.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, man, I was just gonna say, dude. Um, I appreciate you being on here, man. I
Hey,
wish we've been friends for a long time, man, and
very long, very
whether
long.
whether you and I get to, we don't live in the same area, we don't really get to talk a whole lot, man, and I apologize for that. I need to reach out to you more, and I care about you, dude. As a
Absolutely.
I consider you a brother of mine, dude. I've known you forever. I'd do anything for you. So
Hey, right, man, right. Like I said, we go way back, stand at each other's houses, shit like that. You know, you know your fam. You know mine. It's it. We go way back, man. So
Mhm.
yeah, like I said, it's you a brother. Reach out to me sometime, man. If you're in town, or hey, if I'm in your town doing the show, come check it out, man.
Yeah, let me know if you get up around Nashville. Even if hopefully it works out, man, and one of your shows is when on the weekend when I can get away and I'll come down there, man. I'd love to see you on stage, dude.
Yeah, it'll be great. Be a great time, man. Be a great time. How's the wife?
Ivy's good, dude. She finished her bachelor's degree in early childhood education. So while she was trying to finish that, she was substituting at the school. Then she became a parapro and worked at the school. And now she's teaching first grade, and she signed up to do a master's program here. We're in Clarksville, Tennessee, and
Right.
Austin P State University is here, and she's going to do her master's, finish her master's here.
Wow, that's great. Okay.
So she's doing good, man. She's just working hard, and I'm proud of her, dude. She's come a long way.
Man, proud of you both, man. Both of y'all just got it. Y'all got it together, man. That's what's up, man. That's what we all strive to be in life, man. Just getting it together. That's what it's all about, man. Salute to you, man. Once again, thank you for your service, for real. Um, yeah, you guys will allow for America to sleep better at night. So I get it. My uncle was in the service for 30 plus years. Actually, just retired after 32 years. So, and it was good to him, man. It was
Oh yeah,
great to him. So I hope it's great to you as well, man.
Yeah, man. I'm glad your uncle served for us so you and I could be here doing this today. So
Hey, absolutely, man. Cheers to that, brother.
and we might have all of 7 people that actually watch this video. So tell the 7 people how they can find you if they want to get a hold of you. You got Facebook, Instagram, you got some kind of comedy handle you can have people hit you up at?
Yeah, man. They can follow me my page on Facebook, Alex AC Comedy, YouTube, Instagram, Alex AC Hutch. Alex AC Comedy is where you can find me, man. Working on a website myself. And also be on the lookout for some skits. I'm going to be linking up with a good friend of mine, and we're going to be doing some skits. So welcome to the mind of a silly man. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, man. So I'll grab all of Alex's stuff and I'll put it in the description of this channel. So again, the 7 people that's going to watch this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment below, go follow Alex, man. Show us some love. Again, dude, I appreciate you getting on here, man. I love you like a brother. And I'll
Right.
make every effort I can to reach out to you more, man. I know we're living
Hey,
busy
same here,
lives,
man.
but
Works both ways, bro.
well, you take care, brother. Salute to you. I hope I get to see
All right.
one of your skits in the very near future.
Absolutely, man.
All
Take
right,
it easy.
later, man.
All right, later.